You, Matthew, have gone through this whole thing, and you have an adult that has your eyes and nose and whatever, and like you've been through the ringer. Can you identify? Can you point the mirror on yourself a little bit and see if there's any crazy about you that you've given to the young lady?
Wes, are you a sports fan? You strike me as a
yeah,
sports fan.
yeah.
You've got a Cincinnati Reds hat on.
Such a Columbia Blowfish hat.
Oh, it's Columbia Blowfish. That's how in tune I am with the local sports teams.
They would also have to have changed their names to the Cincinnati Whites because it's a white C.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
See?
Are you a fan of the Cincinnati bow ties?
No, I'm I will give that its just due. Let it
Do you
marinate.
enjoy a Flint, Michigan lumberjack every now and again?
All right.
That's a guy with a beard who has no water.
I acknowledge that this is not a table full of sports fans, but I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and anybody that is aware of the sports history of Cleveland, Ohio knows how tragic and brutal it is for people that live there. And I pass down my obsessiveness over screaming at the television as though that would do any good.
That's more a trait, though. Like, I want to cut deeper. I want you to get into this. Like,
I've seen.
tap my
Okay,
leg, and the kid
okay,
I've noticed is kind of
okay.
wiggly. So maybe that's that same thing. But I'm talking about like emotional damage that you've done to your child.
Before my ex-wife, who is a psychiatrist,
Didn't think that's how that word was gonna
before
end.
we
Yeah.
divorced, said to me that this was an issue before I noticed that it was an issue. She's like, your daughter is entirely too angry at the television about things she can't control in sporting events.
Okay.
We've had broken televisions. 2 years ago, I was apartment sitting a friend of mine that had two, like, what do you call them?
Chinchillas.
Bearded dragons, the little lizards.
I wasn't far off, actually.
Okay, so I was going over to her house behind Lexington Medical Center, and at halftime of an Ohio State-Michigan football game, we drove across the street to Pizza Hut to get pizza, and it took a little long. So when I peeled out of the parking lot after I got the pizza, I got a ticket for reckless driving through the apartment complex to hurry up and get to the game. And we high-fived each other when we got into the apartment because we had made it in time for the third quarter kickoff.
Can you?
And that, to me, is
What's
a
the bearded
problem.
dragon connection again?
We were watching the bearded dragons.
Is this a sports team, or is this a nickname you had for her
You
vagina?
ask me, and then you.
No, because you brought up a very intriguing
I'm at the
item
house
that you
of
never
a
then
person
re-mentioned.
that owns bearded dragons.
the Cleveland
so we're
bearded
at this
dragons?
person's house. Because if it were my house, I'd have already had pizza in the house. I wouldn't have had to have gone to Pizza Hut to get it.
Listen, it was an intriguing thing to add to your story, but it's got to go somewhere else because now I want to know about those dragons. What are those dragons up to? Yeah, fuck your ticket. I want to know about those
My
dragons.
daughter likes sports way too much. Next.
Sorry. So Matthew's daughter's
that's
bearded
all I got.
dragon seems to be what he's passed down to her.
That did not sound fucked up at all. That's going to get you a punch in the nuts on the way home. That's just giving you the heads up. And you were thinking Roadhead. This is where the tables turn.
So you learned how to outburst? Is that like learn how
Yes.
to commit?
We just, as Clevelanders, you learn to scream at the TV. You just scream. Wes, you can understand this. You're clearly
Temper, yeah, I definitely
You-
have a temper. I lose control.
You scream
a
at the
lot
TV as
with
though those
games.
players can hear you.
I find it
As though they
interesting that
can
you
hear
refer to yourself as a Clevelander, despite the fact you haven't lived there in a long time. But I think that's indicative of what
This
you're
is the
talking about.
non-sports fan in
No,
you,
but
though.
listen.
A sports fan would understand that.
Listen, but what I'm going to do is make this connection that I don't think you're making. This thing you have, which, I asked you about something emotional. Your first thought was, I'm really excited about sports, and I pass it on to her.
Yes.
I think that you have this fierce loyalty to something. Like you find something that makes sense to you, and you get this fierce loyalty for it to a fault. You call yourself a Clevelander or whatever it was, Clevedinian. But you were like, as a Cleveland, we all know, part of the Clan McLaughlin, we all will bow down before we give in to the Detroit Pistons.
All of those things.
But
All those things
I'm just
you
saying.
said.
So I think that it's not just sports. I think it's just a very fierce loyalty to the point where you will, basically you want to fight about it. Like you'll go to blows for this thing that you love. And sometimes that's loyalty is a good thing. But if it's to the point where you're,
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's
Yeah.
Cleveland pride. I'll give you that.
and even
I
now
don't mind.
you
It's
like,
okay.
Yeah,
I'm getting a little saucy.
You
I'm
little
getting a little
saucy,
saucy
little
right now. That's all right. That's okay.
So Matthew gets angry too quickly, is what we figured out. Justin, you, so far as we've discovered yet, and we've been looking, don't have any children.
Oh, you did. You did check it out.
Oh, yeah. Genealogy.com.
Yeah.
Did you search this entire apartment? The entire apartment,
God.
top to bottom.
I did not. We might have a Flowers in the Attic.
Did you
type
really give it a
situation.
once over?
Was this a VC Andrews, Flowers in the Attic? Are you making your weird bastard children have sex in the attic? No, he's not doing that. What is there a crazy that you have that you are might be concerned about, or something that you've gotten from a parent, or
I don't know, other than codependent behaviors and just general low self-esteem, running through.
I thought that's just
line.
I just thought that's part of life. Like I've just
Yeah,
learned to
exactly.
Yeah, that's a hat that I wear every day.
I was like, what do you mean?
That's a sad hat that I
People
put
don't
on.
worry all the
like,
time about
duh.
everything.
Yeah, I get in the
Of course
car
I
and think
do.
about how many ways I could die on the
Yeah.
way to work, and now I have this kid, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking about that with him.
At work, we have this big rack of HR required type of pamphlets that you're supposed to look at, and one of them is about generalized anxiety disorder, which is a thing. And it's
Are
just
you
got
not worried about something
and it's
specific?
just got this really worried woman's face, drawing a woman's face in there, and it's just do you constantly worry about things all the time? It's we're just writing rhetorical questions on pamphlets now and leaving them places.
Strolling through a lobby somewhere, and
Yeah.
now I gotta question my fucking existence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
here for a job interview, dicks.
I'm worried.
Yeah.
And it's always a sad woman looking at the wall, Those
Yeah.
commercials are fucking brutal. But it's
Yeah.
there, man. I like I said, I get in the car with him to take him to school every day, and I'm like, yeah, there's some guy who's drunk at 8:00 in the morning. There's some guy who's just cruising home right now.
6
and he's
months ago it
hammered.
was you.
In more like 2 years, but not. Wait a minute, how old am I? Fuck, I don't know. Yeah, 6 months ago. That's fair. But yeah, they're out there and they're everywhere, and it's I get behind the wheel and I put my hands on it and I turn on the car and now I just white knuckle this fucker. Let's just get through it. Are you terrified all the time?
Well,
Wes?
speaking of that, I had one of my good friends get arrested for public drunkenness and open container on Sunday
the days.
at brunch, like yesterday.
Oh, and he
brunch?
finishes
At
up with brunch.
At brunch, that's classy.
So, yeah, people are drunk at 8 a.m.
Yeah,
for
see,
sure.
see. Ugh.
But that's early for brunch. 8 a.m. is early for brunch.
That's your issue with this story?
Wow.
Where's
He
the
was
sweet-
drunk from the night before. That's too
Yeah,
early
probably.
for
That's
brunch.
true. That was a
That's too early for
continuation.
brunch.
Where's the sweet spot for Sunday drunkenness?
Somebody's
though,
tailgating brunch.
10:30, 11
apparently.
o'clock.
Yeah, yeah.
11 o'clock early.
We're gonna start drinking Bloody Marys at 7:30.
What was he drunk on?
I don't know, man. Probably vodka.
Victory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be Bloody Marys. Could have been.
Drunk on victory. No, but do you feel any anxiety about it at all?
The kid
yeah.
stuff? Yeah, man. It's
Yeah.
awful. Just going to the doctor's office
Ugh.
for checkups and vaccine, knowing he's perfectly healthy. But
Yeah.
I dread the day that any a cold or a scraped knee, any of that shit.
You start it's a weird road to go down.
That's just the physical maladies, not to mention what kind of craziness.
Yeah, weird shit.
Yeah,
What did I read? Some kid who was the politics people were using him. He was the Bernie Sanders baby. Died of SIDS the other day.
Yeah,
Just died of
SIDS.
SIDS.
It was the Bernie Sanders baby.
Which,
Yeah,
of course, I'm picturing.
He has to be 65 by now.
Which,
Is he
by the way,
65?
no
That's-
politics, but there needs to be a meme of Donald Trump peeking through that kid's window with a blow dart, just I'll kill that baby.
Yeah, the
I made him-
baby was 4 months old.
Yeah, just-
dressed up as Bernie Sanders, and then it died of SIDS. Which, dude, SIDS is this
SIDS is fucked up.
apparition,
Yeah,
of
SIDS
phantom
is
that
still,
you don't understand what it is,
Yeah.
but it will kill babies.
Yeah,
eventually.
it's like The Witch. It's the fucking. It's a horror movie. It's really this thing that.
humors, just basically just
yeah.
No, there's this checklist of what are cross factors of SIDS, and it's blanket in the crib, stuffed animal in the crib.
Yes, yeah,
And so
nothing in the crib.
literally the baby could be sleeping fine in the crib. If there's a blanket
Yeah, before you know it, you're just laying it on a
If their
trash
foot
bag.
near
touches
his
that
foot,
blanket,
yeah,
he'll die.
basically
Yeah,
he's dead.
Yeah, yeah.
The
If
blanket.
a breeze blows by the house outside, dead baby. So this was something that after we recorded with you the first time, it was Christmas, and you were getting ready to go to Puerto Rico for 2 weeks. And this was like a couple of weeks before the news really started breaking about the Pikachu virus or whatever it is.
Zika, yeah.
But like, and it's for
I got
women.
all the Pokemon.
It was women who were pregnant, so you were
Yeah.
already in the clear. But still, that I was like, whoa, like that's
Yeah.
something crazy to think about. Like, yeah, man, I have a horrible sense of humor, and nothing is really sacred, and everything is funny. But when I think about like the kid and that horrible shit happening to him,
Just ask him if his baby has it. Just ask him.
Walker told me.
Have you
Just
seen
ask him,
the
just ask
pictures of Zika babies? Like, what,
no, I can't do it. I just don't want to do it.
they're like a Marvel visual. Like they look so different, like any other. I don't know. Like, it's strange.
Fucking wild.
Like
Yeah, it's
what?
true.
What do you mean?
They
Like
just
a-
have really small heads and
Yeah,
like
they're
necks,
like
and
they're like the Ripley's. Believe it or not.
do they look like
They're
Ghoulies
like
from the movie
little-
Ghoulies? Because it sounds like they look like. You guys remember the Ghoulies?
Remember Chud?
They
What
were
was
like
Ghoulies?
doll size, but then they had these tinier heads. It was a weird choice that they went
Nothing
for.
It's one of the
Sacred.
toys. Like
Google
you could
stop.
get you could get a
Ghoulies.
ghoulie toy.
Nothing
And it was
is
like a
sacred.
puppet. And it was
No,
like
no,
real
you're
rubbery.
thinking of Boglins.
I am thinking of
yeah.
Boglins were the,
yeah.
I wanted a Boglin. I coveted it.
I
My
got
friend's
one, man.
Boglin.
You got one.
Nice.
What's it worth?
Any
Yeah.
second, this table catches fire. Any second, right now.
Because of
Engulfed in
Boglins?
flames. Engulfed in flames.
Did we just uncover the conspiracy of Boglins?
There's a whole mythology on the back of the box. I never even took mine out
And
of
it
the
keeps
box.
going.
I'm going to steal your Boglin.
It has like a little cage, like a little jail cell
Yeah.
kind of door. And so I never took them out of the
and
box.
they were
He's
crooked. They were
still in it.
broken. Like the bars on it
Yeah.
were broken. My friend had one, and I coveted it. I think I probably plotted on how to steal it. Also, something I might pass to my kid. I am a kleptomaniac.
If you need us to edit this part out so that you can like protect your investment or whatever, like if it's not already in like a secret storage space somewhere, we can do that. Don't worry. Like we'll protect you. And
No, but speaking of Zika, my wife and I are like, oh, if we ever have another kid, blah, blah, like we can't fucking go to Puerto Rico for a year.
Yeah.
Like we can't go see your parents
Yeah.
or whatever. Like,
Wow.
because
it's there, right?
It's
just
there, yeah. And there was one before that, Chinconcua, which is like an African
That's racist. That sounds
thing.
incredibly racist.
And that was in Puerto Rico and a lot of the Caribbean islands and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of super mosquitoes there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that in my weekly reader in like 7-year-old.
Zoo books didn't
fifth
even
grade
handle
or
that
whatever,
one.
8th grade.
Like you think
Yeah.
zoo books would be on top of that shit? No, sir. They told me how many barrels of hay an elephant ate a day. It was 94, but they couldn't give me shit about fucking killer bees or Zika skeeters or whatever the fuck else. Mega crocodiles
Did you
versus
say,
shark
did you say
octopuses.
weekly reader?
Yeah, it was like in.
Is that like Highlights magazine?
It was like in. They would pass them out in. I
Matthew,
guess,
this is probably what 5th grade. So
Fifth
you
grade,
you
yeah.
missed this one. This came out of 5th.
dude, we learned about like.
I'm teasing. I'm sorry.
We learned about global warming in 5th grade, and that shit. Nothing like it was like, oh, there's this phenomenon where we're polluting the atmosphere, and
I was trying to figure out how Jane got on the monkey bars. That's
Chang?
what was it?
Who is Chang?
Jane.
Jane?
Yeah, from Highlights magazine. Remember Highlights?
Oh no, I don't.
Oh, you didn't
Dentist
even get the
office.
reference.
Wait a minute, dentist
Yes,
office.
dentist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't even.
I remember the font. I remember the highlights font.
Snip it.
No,
Just-
no,
just-
we
just
like
cut
it.
it,
Google
yeah.
stop. Highlights magazine.
nah.
You can do the word search in the back if you're extra smart.
God damn it.
So yeah, we should all just be terrified all the time. I guess is the point. Good lesson learned. We're actually gonna take a little quick break for a few minutes. We're gonna stew on our fears and think about all the things that make us sad. And
Call our parents,
We're gonna call
yell
our
at
moms.
them.
I'm gonna pray to Grammy that she sends me another music box. Okay, so we're gonna cut. We'll talk to you very soon.
Do it! Just do it!
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.
You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there! No! What are you waiting for? Do it! Just
Do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! If you're tired of starting over, Stop giving up. 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 Giving up.